I want to start by a word of thanks for many. I want to start by thanking President Trump, #1, for being the first to have the stones to defund UNRWA. He went out there and he did it. He saw the writing on the wall and he went out there and did it. I want to thank the witnesses for their testimony today, which show to have been a correct course of action. You all provided vital information, context, raised important questions about UNRWA, and UNRWA has a lot to answer for. We reached out to UNRWA's Commissioner General, Mr. Philippe Lazzarini, requesting that he appear before this committee and the American people. In his response, which I will introduce for the record, while declining to appear publicly, Mr. Lazzarini goes on to tell us a number of things. That UNRWA is committed to neutrality, he said, that UNRWA conducts quarterly integrated assessments of their installations and to ensure adherence to neutrality. I guess these assessments must have somehow missed the missiles, the weapons, the anti-Semitic textbooks in the schools, and the terrorist tunnels being built underneath them. He must have missed that 10 to 15% of the employees are tied to Hamas. The letter goes on to tell us that UNRWA has a zero-tolerance policy with regard to staff neutrality, and yet we know that at least 1,200 UNRWA staffers have direct ties to Hamas and other terrorist organizations, and at least 12 staffers who were directly involved in the October 7 attacks. My assessment today is that the administration will likely ignore the facts and go back to funding UNRWA at some point. And I say what was said here before. I'll repeat what was said in this hearing. Essentially, I'm going to say this. I'm going to paraphrase the way that I interpreted this. There are many here that are not here to defend UNRWA, but they will support continuing to give UNRWA the earnings, the dollars of the American people with no threshold for bad behavior. That can't be the course of action for Congress, for the administration, for America whatsoever. I can tell you that to expect moving forward, we will be introducing legislation to claw back any recent dollars that were sent to UNRWA. And in that, I thank again the witnesses for their testimony. Pursuant to committee rules, all members may have 5 legislative days to submit statements, questions, and extraneous materials for the record, subject to length limitations. And without objection, this committee stands adjourned.